another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today I want to talk about guilds. I want to talk about why being in a good guild is so important, why so many of us as content creators stress guilds, and things you can do to be a good guildmate, right? A lot of you, maybe you'll end up being a guild officer one day, and these will be things that you can look for in other people to find out if they're a good guildmate or not. So, before we get into this video, I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel already. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. It helps you support this channel for free. It helps grow the channel. Really appreciate it if you could drop a subscribe. And then, guys, like this video, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are. So, joining a guild. This is one of the most, early on in the game, I think they put you in a guild right away. The first thing I would do as soon as you get in that guild is go start looking for another one. So there's this function over here when you're in your guild, right? When you're in this screen, you can go in the guild search and you can actually, it'll pop up guilds and you can see whether they're open to join or invite only, right? A lot of them, I think, will end up being open to join here. But another thing you can do, if you want to maybe get a little bit pickier than that, there's a bunch of Discord servers out there that are always looking for guilds, right? So what you do, you'll go find a Discord server with like a recruitment channel, let them know you're looking for a guild, and you put your, what you're looking for. Now, be prepared. You don't want to just start an account and start asking for Coyote Mundi shards or completing, the challenge ranker, right? But what you can do is put in what your account is, and then people will send offers to you, and you can pick the best one or the one that suits you the best. So the reason why those guilds are so important is that the more active they are, the more often you're doing raids, the more often you're earning gear, right? And then obviously when you get territory battles and territory wars, the more often, you guys are not only, competing in those, but actually getting good rewards out of them can help you just grow your roster so much faster. I can tell you the moment I switched from a casual guild to a guild doing at the time, it was just the heroic ranker and AAT raid. My roster, I think, doubled my growth in a month just by switching into these raids. It's how important being in a good guild is. So obviously, once you find a good guild, how can you be a good guildmate? So the first thing you want to do every day, right, at bare minimum, make sure you hit 600 tickets. 600 is a bare minimum requirement, right, for most guilds. If you're a competitive guild, 600 is easy. How can you get 600? If you log in, you hit your free energy refreshes every single day, and you spend an energy refresh, right, you'll hit 600 tickets. It's 50 crystals a day, and it's well worth the investment, right? You're getting additional energy, and it's actually more worth your while to spend that energy on gear, right, farming it, than it is to save it and buy it in the store. So just bear that in mind as you're playing this game. Now, other things here, right, that be a good guildmate, make sure you're participating in territory battles, right? Make sure you're doing territory wars. Right now we have TB active, so I'm just kind of clicking in here. So you guys will see all the different scores and stuff like that. What you want to look for, right, is that if you're in a guild, if you think oh, am I in the right size guild for me or not? What you'll want to look for is where you are in territory battles and territory wars. If you are the highest GP member of your guild by far and away, and no one else is competing with you, you can probably find a better guild. And yes, it can suck. It can be oh man, I've been with these guys a few months, they're really nice. So again, it's your personal decision, but if you want to make the right decision for your account, you'll most likely go find another guild. Where you normally want to be is in the middle, right? If you were in a perfect world, you want to be right in the middle, galactic power-wise, territory battle-wise, and territory war-wise. Because if you're at the bottom, you're at risk of getting replaced, right? If you're at the bottom of the list, you are at risk of getting replaced, getting booted for someone better. If you're at the top of the list, it means that you could probably find a better guild, that the guild you're in is a little bit too weak for you. So just keep those things in mind, right? Now, again, I'm not saying go jump guilds right now, but it is something to keep in the back of your head as you're progressing through. Now, other things that you'll want to do every day, right, is anytime there's a raid, at least make sure you're joining it, right? So my guild, we have a join period, right? So this raid was open 24 hours ago. And so in 22 minutes, we'll start the Sith Triumvirate raid. So one of the best things you can do is join, but even better, do damage. Even if you're not going to solo the raid, getting 1 damage in a raid is better than 0, because when you place a 0, rewards are random. So right now, I'm getting 4th place, right? If I was to do just a single bit of damage and then one other person solos, I get 2nd place rewards just for doing damage. So if you can, always do damage in raids. So there's kind of 2 things, right? Hit 600, join raids. And then when it comes to territory battles, territory wars, a lot of guilds, if they use Discord, right, there's going to be orders placed in there. Make sure you're following the orders. If not, they might be in game mode, right? So here we're telling people to get the combat missions completed, and then just pay attention to what the commands are saying, right? You know, your guild will put commands in here. And if you want to really know how competitive your guild is, kind of take a look at how territory battles is run. Are there commands here, right? Are they telling you what to do, or is it just kind of a free-for-all, right? You normally want some structure, you know. You don't want too much where it's overbearing, but you want enough that you're giving people a general idea of what you're expecting them to do in each of these areas in territory battles. So all that, you know, why is all these things so important, right? Well, the rewards. The more rewards you get, the better off you're going to be in the game, right? Guilds get you, I'd say, 3, you know, of the important kinds of currency in this game, guilds give you the 2 most important forms of currency in the game, which is Guild Event 1, MK1, and MK2, right? So here's MK2, MK1. Why are those 2 the most important pieces? Well, because that's how you earn Malevolence and Negotiator shards, right? Which are the 3rd and 4th best fleets in the game right now. There's all this Gear 12, you know, or I should say Gear 13 gear up here. You've got your, cryo, whatever you call them, right? I call them cryos. And then in here, though, this section right here, General Skywalker, Malak, Hermit Yoda, and obviously the GOAT, Wampa. These shards are only available in this, well, I should say Wampas are available in the Bounty Hunter event, but you can also buy them for Get 1. But Hermit Yoda, General Skywalker, and Darth Malak, these are all characters that are solely in, you know, for Guild Event Currency 1. It's the only way you can get them. After you do the Malak and Skywalker event, that is Hermit Yoda, only available in this store. The better of a guild you're in, the more Get 1 currency you get, the more Get 2 currency, the faster you get those things. Because then once you've got all this stuff, you can start focusing on buying gear, right? So in here, I mean, you've got some shards, right? Nothing really worth spending your currency on, but there's some decent gear in here for Guild Event 1 currency will get you like the left side of Gear 13 gear, right? And then Get 2 will get you everything on the left or on the right side of it, right? So it gets you all those finisher pieces. Again, there isn't any other way to get this currency than in the guild, right? Then obviously you have your guild activity currency, right? So this stuff, there's a lot of core gear in here. This is kind of like Gear 11 stuff and below. There are some decent characters in here that you will need to farm for Galactic Legends, for legendary events, and then also some really good core gear in here. I actually farm a lot of my Carbonis out of this store to kind of supplement all the different farms that I'm doing, and then you can buy these Mark II pulse modulators. Now that we have these farmable in mod nodes, I'm not really buying them here, but before these were farmable, or before these were like farmable on a node, I actually used this store a lot to purchase these things. So by being in a guild, you're getting access to stores that otherwise you cannot buy, and you won't earn this currency anywhere else. So, you know, all this to say, we're kind of coming full circle here. Why are guilds so important? Because of all the things they unlock for you. Get 1, Get 2, the actual just guild store itself, but also it gives you a community. And this is the last part, and this is probably the most important part of it. Guilds are a community, right? You'll play along with these guys for, you know, for me, I've been in a lot of different guilds, and a lot of people I've followed along the way. I can tell you that guilds are, you know, a lot of fun. You'll make some friends, and sometimes it can be tough to leave, right? But you have to make the best decision for your account at the end of the day. But it doesn't mean that you get out of contact with them, right? I use Discord to talk with guys that I haven't been in a guild with for years, who I talk to almost every single day. It is just a great community, and you learn a lot from them, right? That If I need advice, I can come in here and ask somebody, hey, like, how do I, how do I beat this, right? Or people will put in here like, hey, look, like this guy had a bad, middle performance, right? Or nice upgrades, so we do a lot of this stuff in here, right? You can get donations. I mean, there's all these things, but my guild uses Discord to communicate, so you won't see a lot of stuff in here, but we're always asking for advice, always helping each other, and it's a really, really good way to just get more connected with what's going on in the game. So that's the video, guys. If you need help finding a guild, there are plenty of guild recruitment servers. You can go in here in the guild search, and then always just, if you need more help, you can always comment in YouTube, and I can try and, put some comments down there, and I can try and help you guys point in the right direction. Otherwise, guys, that's the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.